Hi, welcome back to Cold Iron's Kitchen. I'm Wade. Of course, you already know that by now. We're going to go to a dish I haven't made in quite a while, but it's a great go-to dish. You can make it ahead of time, put it in the fridge, do the finalization the night you want to serve it. It's called a tamale pie. Okay, we got some basic ingredients here. Now we're going to cook some onions, about a small onion, little bitty one. And we're going to need some olive oil on that little guy. About tablespoon and a half. We also have a pasala pepper. Now you don't have to use pasala. You can use a green pepper, a red pepper, the jalapeno. Pick your pepper. Just don't try to say it 3 times fast. And these things have got to cook together a little bit before we add the meat. Now we've got, well, I'm only making it for 2 people, so I got a half a pound of meat here. And it's been seasoned because we made hamburgers the other day. So we're going to put the seasoned beef in with these guys when the onions start to clear. We'll be back to you. Hi, we're back. Now if you look here in the pan, you'll see that the peppers have started to sweat down, the onions are starting to clarify, so it's time to add the meat and the spices. Now, spices vary by how you like your stuff. The reason why it was in a bag is we grind our own meat here. And you want to throw that in and start chunking it up. And there we go. Now we're going to start adding some spices to it. We're going to add in about 2 teaspoons of chili powder. We're going to reserve just a smidge of it for the topping. And we've got some Mexican oregano, about a teaspoon. And we got some cumin, about a 1/4 teaspoon. And we'll work that all together. So once we get this all worked together and we got that all browned up, we'll come back and show you a couple more fun things to do with this. Hi, we're back. Now you see the meat's browning up really nice, and it's kind of moist, and we've added the seasonings. We're going to add a little garlic, granulated garlic, not garlic powder. There is a huge difference. I use a lot of garlic because I like garlic. And then we're going to put in a 1/4 cup of cilantro, a 1/2 cup of frozen kernel corn. It's not frozen anymore, but and we're going to throw in a couple of olives. Now these are the red or Mediterranean olives. And you don't need a lot of them because they are briny and they'll add the salt texture that you need. We'll put in a can of tomatoes. That's going to make it all nice and saucy. And for another layer of flavor, we're going to put in some salsa. Now use a good quality salsa such as Pace. That's our go-to salsa. But as you can see, the colors are just starting to pop out of this. And if you could smell this right now, you'd start craving nuts. Now the reason why we're getting all this liquid in there is because when I have a snack during the day, I like to snack on tortilla chips. Well, as everybody knows, in the bottom of the bag there's this handful of chips that just didn't make it. They became crumbs. They're not worth dipping. But if you take them, just like this, put them in your tamale pie. Adds another layer of complexity to it. And then we're just going to squish these around, and we'll be back to you in a couple minutes. Hi, we're back. Now we've got the insides pretty much made up here. That's a delightful looking dish. It's full of corn and tomatoes and meat and seasonings, and you used up the last of those corn chips that are in the bag that we always hate to throw away. I just save them up for when I'm doing tortilla soup or tamale pie or something like that. I've got a 1.5 cups of boiling water here. Now we're going to add a pinch of salt to that. Yeah, 2. And the reason why you wait till it's done boiling is you don't want to pit the bottom of your pan. Now we're going to put in about a 1/2 cup of cornmeal. Because what we're going to do is manufacture the topping for this. Sprinkle your corn mix, or cornmeal mix. It's a really fine cornmeal. It's a little finer grind than polenta. but also it's a staple item in the house because, well, you put it underneath your pizzas when you're cooking pizza. Now we're going to put this down on low and let it cook for about 10 minutes. And in that time it's going to thicken up nicely. And then we're going to put it on top of our tamale pie. So we'll see in about 10. All right, we're back. Well, we've got the cornmeal mush pretty much put together. We're going to sprinkle in a little bit of chili powder. Just a little bit. Give it a little boost, as it were. And a touch of sugar to add some sweetness to it. About a little over a teaspoon. Actually, you can go in the same. And then we're going to whip that back into it. Now you notice it's fairly stiff, which is what we're looking for. Yeah. Just whip that together. You know, I think we might have to make this a little looser than it is. So we're going to add some more water to this and bring it back up to a nice hot boil, and then show you how to decorate this whole thing. Talk to you in a bit. Hi, we're back. Well, we've got our cornbread mixture, whatever, all seasoned up here. And we're going to start putting together this casserole, basically. It's tamale pie. Either grease or use a non-stick spray in your pan, because you want to give yourself every opportunity to not have to scrub real hard. Take our internals and dump them in the pan and leave something on the ground for your sous chef. They always come in and check this corner first. Doesn't matter if their dishes are full of food or not. Splotch that out pretty flat. Now to this, we're going to have about 1.5 cups of cheese. Right on top of that. Sharp cheddar is beautiful, but you can use a white cheese if you prefer. You can put Swiss on it. Just, pick the cheese you like. It's all good. And then we're going to come back over here to our cornmeal mixture. We're going to put in a splooge of butter and finish whipping that in. Just like that. Takes just a couple seconds. It's all there. And we're going to ladle this on top. Now you don't have to make your own cornmeal mush. And you could use like a Jiffy cornbread mix, Marie Callender's. Make it your own. It's your food. Yeah. Oh, also, when you're working with cornmeal and mush stuff like that, rinse your tools really quick. Otherwise, you're cleaning up cement. And no one likes to pick cement up, right? If they don't have to. And you notice I use a lot of wooden utensils. It's because I have some Teflon in the kitchen, and you never put metal in a Teflon pan. I don't care what the rule book says. All you're going to do is scratch your pan and then have to throw it away, because you do not want the stuff that's under the Teflon to get into you. Okay. Put that on there, pat it out. You're not going to get all 4 corners of this. There's just no way it's going to happen. But you can get quite a bit done. And there's all that corn tortilla and corn in the dish itself that is going to just give it off some beautiful flavors. Yeah, this is the messy part. This is where you get your 8-year-old in the kitchen to help. They like messes. And you should get your 8-year-old in the kitchen. Heck, you should get your 6-year-old in the kitchen. They got to get in the kitchen someday. Why not soon? Early. Where they can pick up good skills that will fortify them for life. And as for the guys, you need to learn to cook, because you don't want to get married for the wrong reason. It's feeding yourself. Okay, that is it for this segment. Now we're going to put this into a 400-degree oven for about 30 minutes. Now, as I said before, this is you can make this ahead. Put plastic wrap over it, put it in the fridge, and then the day you want to serve it, you make up your cornbread and you put it on top and pop it in the oven, and people think you slaved all day long on this. But we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Let's see. Hi, we're back. Well, after about 30 minutes in the oven, this stuff is beautiful. Take a look at this. I mean, it's gorgeous. Cheese lifting up over here. We've got this nice crusty topping. So we're going to serve up a scoop of this. Yeah, we let it set for a while to allow the juices to go back into it, and they did. And that's a tamale pie. I've got to give this a try while you're here with me. So let's take a little scoop here, and it's very hot still. Very hot, but very tasty. You got to try this recipe. I mean, come on. Do you like corn chips? You like corn? You like meat, tomatoes, seasoning? This is your dish. Talk to you later.